Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. So right now the two cards I have here that was at the bottom of my two decks was you always come back. So it could have been a relationship where you were in and out, you were indecisive about whether you wanted somebody, you got together, broke up again, blocked them, unblocked them, some kind of situation where it was just a back and forth, but you finally realized that once you walked out of the door this time, it was over. And it's giving me somebody's been sitting there waiting for you to come back and you never did. False hope, the door left open, familiar pain. So this time the door was left open, but you didn't come back. And then my other deck at the bottom was suffering in silence, unspoken desires, real feelings, or broken dreams. Somebody's literally banging their head against that same door that was left open. Okay, that's what they're doing because you never came back. And it's kind of shattering their illusion that you would be with them regardless of whatever they did or however they treated you, that you will always return back to them. Like that's delusional, that you think that you can continue to treat people however you want to treat them. And that's what they're getting. They're like, they felt like that you always gonna walk back in the door, and when you walked away, it's like, oh no, I ain't worried about it, they'll be back. That's how they treated the situation. That's what's going on here. But now they're realizing the door has been left open for a long time and you never walked back in that door. Running, escape, denial, excuses. This person had so many excuses why they couldn't do what they needed to do. They were running away from the connection. They were always taking off like this bus. Like anytime things got too serious, anytime important conversations came up, anytime you really needed them, they were running. We have karmics, third parties, lesson learned. This person could have had you in a third party situation. That's why they was always running. Shattered, broken, nightmares, and failures. This could have left you shattered because clearly if this person is feeling this way without you there, they possibly could have been running away from their feelings because they had a third party here. And that shattered you because my nose is itching. And that rarely happens unless like I'm in a reading. It shattered you that they were running and going over there to somebody else and left you sitting in there by yourself. So you were suffering in silence at first and now it's them. I have waves right here. Emotions, worry, and fear. Yeah, everything that you were feeling, they're feeling it now. Now they're shattered. Now they're broken. They're having nightmares about you, about that you experience the same thing. They're seeing how it feels on the other end. Apology, arrogant, insincere. They could want to apologize to you about this situation because now they're feeling what you felt. It's because they're feeling what you felt they would like to apologize to you. We have Archangel Michael, protection, prevent from harm, and divine intervention. Yeah, this person, your ancestors, your angels knew what this person was doing when they were running away from you. They already knew it and they were watching over you. Them running was actually your protection. They needed to run over there to a karmic situation so they could be shattered and feel the waves that you felt. It is their karma to feel what you felt, basically. Established, settled, secure, and wealthy. So your blessings are being, yeah, this person ran away from you so you could see the bigger picture of the security, the wealth, and the blessings that could come into your life for learning the lesson about being left waiting on love and finally letting this person go and run into their own karma. You're being blessed for them experiencing their karma because you didn't start this cycle over again. We have a psychopath, abusive, convincing, unpredictable. Yeah, they're going crazy. They're literally going nuts. They cannot handle the same pain that you went through. It's making them go wild, hopeless, lost, depression, even the S word. They're literally going wild. Isolation, rejected, left alone, self-inflicted. This person is going through some mental health issues, envy, resentful, competitive, and discontent. They're literally experiencing paranoid, cautious, insecure, and guarded. This person having some heavy nosy, gossip sipping, some of them looking into you, but this person is having heavy mental, I don't want to say, it's hard for them to take it. It's hard for them to take the same thing. You were able to heal and move on. This person can't handle it. They can't take it. They can't take a sip of their own, a dose of their own medicine, a sip of their own tea. Because we have feminine energy, gentleness, nurturing, mothering. Whether you're feminine or masculine, you are home to this person. They can't take it that somebody else would experience that from you. I don't know if it's that, like, and that's what they also want to be nosy about as well. Antisocial in their feelings, silent treatment, left out, like they feel left out in the cold, which is very interesting because they did that to you. Burnt bridges, disloyal, turned back on, lack of trust. You couldn't trust this person. This person is shattered and having, I'm gonna call it mental turmoil behind this separation, because they know that somebody else is going to enjoy life with you. I mean, they're going through it. This is probably the hardest situation this person has ever been through. Yeah, because you glowed up. You left this person. You became established. You've healed. You've literally turned to somebody else without them. That hurts. Transformation, confidence, inner radiance. That hurts. That's hurt to the ego. That could be another reason this person is banging their head up against the wall. We have nothing adds up in reverse. Everything adds up to you. While they were running, you guys could have possibly found out or realized that they had some kind of other situation going on that you didn't realize that you was a third party, and then you did. You came to some kind of realization. That's why this person was running. Fake apology, manipulation, guilt, no real change, gaslit again. It's the second card about apology, which is right here. Insincere. Somebody that always came back, apologized, in and out, in and out. They never change. So you moved on. You realized this person was never going to change. That's what happened here. Truth hurts, reality check, wake up call, and clear eyes. Yeah, you realized this person was never going to change. That's why you moved on. And after you realize that, they're shattered. Done explaining, no more justifying, silent exit, energy protection. So you guys didn't even argue, fight. You probably used to, but you realized what your worth was. You glowed up. You said, it ain't no sense in me going back and forth about somebody that's running in and out your life, playing games, like not taking life seriously, like whatever. And you just moved on. Like, you have other goals in life to be established, things that you want, thinking about your future, thinking about stability, thinking about how the type of people that you surround yourself with are going to affect you long term. That's what you worried about here. Only when convenient, used for attention, emotional utility, no death. This situation wasn't even serving you in any way. It wasn't helping you grow. It wasn't helping you develop. It wasn't bringing any value to you, because I see this feminine energy out here, your masculine energy, like it wasn't serving you. It wasn't doing anything for you. So that's why as soon as you left, you glowed up. That's why. You had good news after you left this person. Life just got better after you left them. And because life got better after you left them, that's heavy on why these heavy mental torment. I want to be very careful with my words here. This person is really, really going through it mentally. They're paranoid. They're insecure. They're depressed. They're resentful. They're envy of who's going to have you. They feel isolated. They don't want to talk to anybody. They don't want to chill with anybody. They don't want to party with anybody. They feel like they want to just go unpredictable. Like they just want to go nuts because just the thought of somebody else being with this version of you, they didn't even experience this version of you. Like they feel like such a failure. It's the biggest ego death they've ever had. They feel like they're a failure in life. Like, how they even let you go? How did they end up in this situation? How did they get themselves in such a dark place by playing games with you? Like, I wish I ain't even do nothing like this. Like, they're in so much regret about what they've done. They're also in regret about how they treated you. They regret not taking you more seriously. They also regret even just doing what they do. Like, this person is questioning themselves. This is making them go crazy. Loneliness again. Suffering and silence is right here. They're very lonely. You up there glowing up, doing better, and you don't realize this person is literally going through mental turmoil here. Yeah, and regret. Nostalgia and regret. They're lonely and regret. They literally can't take the same heartbreak they gave you. Yeah, and grief. This word is awumbuk. Grief, loneliness, regret. They're going through it. They're having a I'm gonna just call it a mental breakdown in silence. We have heal, contempt, impatience, irritation, anger, vengeful, panic, rage. That's a little psychotic right there. And it's the main thing is that you left them alone. They feel lonely. Like they use the situation with you, whether you knew you was in a third party situation or not. They used you as a comfort zone. Without you, they were always this person, is what it seems like. Because this loneliness came out twice. Isolation, loneliness. You were the light in this person's dark relationship. They've always been that dark and you probably just never knew it. That's what it's getting like here. Always having their head down in the dark by themselves. They don't feel valued or seen in wherever situation they're in because they feeling all left alone. And how you in another situation, they feel like this, like you were the glow to them. They were surviving off of your energy. Mm. Ecstasy. Yeah. It's called links, but the synonym is debasement. And it's also, it says the trance state of ecstasy. You were ecstasy. You were light to this person. They stepped outside of their relationship because you gave them courage while they were in disgust of their relationship. And they have some guilt. What is the guilt for? Is the guilt for not choosing to leave instead of staying? They didn't have the courage. They were okay. They didn't have the courage to leave. They're disgusted by their partner. They feel guilty all of what they have done. And that's why they're beating their head against the wall. It's like a lot of mental conflict here. And it's surrounding your glow up and you leaving them where they were when they started. You didn't know that they was in this place, but they were in that place. Loathing, disappointment, shame, resentment, guilt. Yeah. And this right on top of guilt again. This person feels guilty, and we have surprise or fear. They feel guilty. They're afraid. Only thing they could be afraid of, what's going to happen in this situation, because they can't come out of this dark hole about you while they're over there. Worried. They don't know what they're going to, what the heck? They don't know what they're going to do. Ecstasy again. The way this person feels about you, they feel guilty about how worried they are, because you were nothing but euphoria, ecstasy, just amazing to this person. They feel guilty for feeling that way. They feel guilty for not having the courage to pour into you. But that's also making them irritated, angry, vengeful, and panic, and feel rage about someone else because they didn't have the guts. Yeah, self-pity. They didn't have the guts to do what it took to have you, even though they're not satisfied where they are. Yes, sadness. They don't have the guts, so they're worried. Remorse, empathy, guilt. Again, remorse, empathy. Now they have empathy for you and remorse because they know what they put you through. And we have anger at the bottom. This person is angry at themselves. They are angry at the fact that somebody else can have you. They feel guilty for the situation they put themselves in, that they didn't have the courage to leave where they're at. And you're such a light to this person. Like, you made their dark days light. You didn't know how much you actually meant to this person. Like it says, unspoken desires, real feelings, and broken dreams. Like, you didn't know how much you meant to this person. Like, you were bringing them out of a really dark place. But that's not something that you utilize somebody for. Like it said, they didn't have the courage to leave the situation that they were in, and they were just, you were being used. We have nostalgia again, and grief, regret, and grief. Very regretful, and they're going through it because you're fine. You're excited about life. Blessings are coming in. You moved on. You accept this situation for what it was. You basically allowed this person to go back to where they were. Delight. Yeah. Love, euphoria, delight. Somebody will be delighted to have you. Somebody already possibly has you, but you're happy about life and you're not really stunned them. You're not. The cards just started to repeat themselves, and that has this person going through some mental turmoil here. I can't even talk. They're going through it mentally. They cannot take it at all whatsoever. They have a confession. A hidden truth is ready to surface, exposing what's been concealed. This real feeling, unspoken desires. This person is getting to a point where they can't take it anymore. Yeah, we have closure. It's time to resolve unfinished business and move forward in our lives. About some dishonesty. I will withhold information from you for my own benefit. They're not going to let you know everything here. Somebody wants to come forth and have a confession because they literally can't take it. They cannot take it. They want to have some type of closure. Like we said, that door was still open, and they feel like they're the ones that feel like they haven't gotten any closure, which is crazy. But they were so dishonest. You had somebody in a third party situation. You were basically utilizing somebody to make you feel good about living, that like boosted your ego. But somebody end up having some kind of feelings clearly because they are in distraught without you, and they realize who you are now that you're gone. Not only that, but you have leveled up. You became somebody else, and somebody else is finna get the best of you. Great news. I have something amazing to share with you. Like, you have nothing but great news. They might want to say, oh, I have great news too, because they see that you moved on. So they want to say that they got some great news too. But that's right next to dishonesty. Deceit. I have ill intentions and maybe planning to deceive you. This is the same of a reading that I did yesterday. I believe that one is called Trying to Give You Freshly Baked Lies. They're coming to just deceive you. They saying they want closure, but it's going to be dishonest news that is deceitful. About collaborating, we're aligning our purpose. Let's combine forces to help each other succeed. They're going to come in saying that they curious, intrigued, eager to figure you out. Like they want to figure you out, to check in, to see like what's up with you. With this curious, they want to know if you're with somebody else. They want to know what's going on if in your life. They want to know if the door is really closed, because if it really is, they're going to have to deal with their feelings here. Date and gaslight, yeah, they're going to have to deal with their feelings. Like they're coming because they can't handle it anymore, but they're only going to want to confess because they want to get out of this mental darkness that they're in. They're in a very dark place. Closure, yeah. Somebody wants to say they have closure, time to resolve unfinished business and move forward in our, it says our lives. So somebody's going to come forward and give you some type of closure, because that door is still open for them. It was still open. It don't matter what you're thinking. They mentally cannot take it. They mentally can't see you in this type of energy. Like they can't take it. They cannot fathom somebody else hugging up on you, holding you, all of that good energy you gave them. They can't fathom somebody else having it. So it's making this person really wild here. They can't take it. You see that picture? They can't take it. You building a family with somebody, they could never get up the courage to do that with you. And now somebody else, it bothers them so terribly that somebody else is going to come slide right into your life and give you that with no problem at all. And they know it, because they ain't have the courage to leave where they were at. They wanted to have their cake and eat it too. They wanted to do both things, but they cannot handle when the same thing is done to them. That's all this is right here, because they've been in a dark place. This is not something that you have created. This is something that has been, this is the first time some light has really been shined on. You're a divine individual. Nobody has energy like yours that this person has ever come across. This person is karmic. And there's no other light like you as well. Like this person will never, ever, ever get over you and your light. Not only did you leave them, but you glowed up after you left them, and you never turned back. This person never experienced this before. That's why it's hitting them so bad. They never experienced this before. And whether you knew you was in a third party or not, this person is mentally going through it basically because of their own decisions. They did it to themselves. They're not being honest with anybody. They're not even being honest with themselves. So they can't be honest with anybody. They can't. But your glow up, you growing and developing, has somebody in a terrible space right now mentally. And they're not showing that. They're suffering in silence. Sagittarius, Virgo, Taurus, Cancer, Gemini. Taurus, Cancer, Aries, Taurus, Gemini. Wow. May 1st, January 15th, January 16th, January the 17th, May 16th, May 26th, May 25th, September 1st, September 15th, September 25th, September 24th, February 16th, February 14th, February 21st, January the 2nd, January 16th, May 14th, May 21st, May 24th, May 25th, May 26th, May 11th. Let's get some letters. We have A, J, O, G, W, F, G. We have jog again, fog, bow, wag. Some of you guys could have a dog or like dogs. Job, something significant about your job. Gap, something about a gap. Somebody could have a gap. Somebody could like Gap or Old Navy. I don't know where I'm hearing off. Something about off of your job, maybe. Okay. Let me get some messages. I didn't get any messages, but yeah, somebody wants to come towards you and have a confession here because your glow up is basically too much for them to handle. The first transformation is internal, the self, not others. Self-love, true power begins within. You want to practice self-love here because you realize this person could never give you the love that you can give yourself. And that's the lesson that you've learned. Rule of legacy, your life is a myth in motion. Your life is going forward. You're in motion. You're creating legacy for yourself, okay? You can be loved, but you will still leave because you love yourself more. This is all about self-love here. The crucible, number 3, transformation trial. What pressures you now strengthens you later. What pressured you is what gave you the strength. This situation is what made you glow up and realize that you deserve better, realize that you weren't loving yourself even being with a person like this, and realize your power. We've been through these situations that literally activated our self-love journey, which I can relate to this here. It activated you to become the person you've always meant to be. This person caused that activation, and a part of them probably even knows that, and that's what has them in such deep regret because they know that they're the one that even did it. You alchemized the situation is what you did. I know all about that. The Red Queen, number 3443, power, sovereignty, step into your throne with unwavering certainty. You're on your throne, ain't nobody taking you off, male or female. Nobody's getting you off of your throne here. Rule of soul contracts, honor what teaches you, release what drains you. And that's exactly what you did. It taught you about this situation draining you. And you, because you glowed up after this situation, everything started going better for you after this situation. You knew what it was. You broke a contract here. I know all about it. You ain't never going to be the same. And if anything, you're thankful for it. Sacred geometry, number 26 or 62 could be significant thing. Alignment, divine pattern. Your life is falling into higher design right now. Yeah. You used to be feeling misunderstood, but now you release the need to be understood. You don't care. This is giving me Queen of Wands energy. You don't care. You are not looking for love outside of yourself. You realize the only love that you needed was the love that you have for you. You took all the love you've been pouring into others and poured out to yourself. And now, listen, that's abundant energy right there because people be living off of that energy. People, you see all that glow? People in your life have drained you off of that glow. And now when you got it all into yourself, that's abundant energy. Okay. We have bright colors here. That's abundant. This is cut fire. Your life is on fire. You have walked through the fire. You created something out of that fire. You're on fire right now. You're on fire. These emotions, you got a little bit, but you know, you're on fire because it's about you now. These emotions you used to have and all that, like, not that you don't have any emotions, but you're on fire. Look at that. Don't those colors match? Yeah, you're blazing. I fly, fly high. I'm blazing. Blazing by Nicki Minaj. I'm blazing. Could it be little me? Something? Wow. I fly, fly high. I'm blazing. You blazing. It looks like you blazing. Wow. 36, 63, 53, 35 could be significant. You blazing and this person can't take it. Look, I don't know what y'all gonna do when this person comes back. They cannot take it. It's mentally driving them up the wall. that you out here blazing. Y'all go listen to that song, Blazing by Nicki Minaj. Let me know what you think in the comments. Until next time, peace and love. Bye.